All right, legends, I'm here with a absolute destroyer on a bicycle. The guy gets on bikes and just rides them like they're motorbikes. But I don't know if you guys, a lot of you guys will know Nathan. He won the Melbourne to Warrnambool last year. We're coming to an intersection, so I need to see what I'm doing. He won the Melbourne to Warrnambool last year. I created a video on it. Well, he did the unthinkable. He won it again for a second year. It's probably one of the hardest races getting around, one of the longest races, and we're going to sit down, have about 10 coffees and talk about how he did it. So 2 from 2, which was the harder one to win?
I don't know, I'd say last year I found harder, but I think because this year I was probably in a bit better form. That's why, but yeah. But it was probably definitely did it the harder way this year. Well, I went in the early break, and then we got caught, unfortunately, after like 220k.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, managed to still get away at the end. So there's some conjecture, but I think it's the second longest race in the world. So it's 277k, starts in Warrnambool.
Yeah.
Mostly flat. There's a few climbs in the middle which split up the race. Finishes in Warrnambool, obviously, but yeah, I think the thing that makes the race so different is the wind each year. So you can have a still day like it was this year, or last year it was just filthy crosswinds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes it a pretty tough race, and the length as well, obviously.
Yeah. Or even a tailwind.
Yeah, I think tail cross is definitely the hardest conditions you can get for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Headwind sort of slows it and keeps it all together.
Yeah, that's right. Makes it easier for everyone else to sit in, and it's a mass start with we have NRS guys, A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade, women all like starting together, which I think makes it a bit different as well.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? So what are your thoughts on the fact that there's a lot of and you know, don't hold back.
Nah, honestly, it doesn't. It's makes the race a bit sketchy at the start, but it doesn't really bother me because, like, in the end of the day, the best riders should be at the front anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I don't find it an issue. Hard, but yeah, I think especially after it won last year, there was a few guys that were pretty keen, but yeah, it didn't take that long to go. Yeah. So I think I started it at about like 20k or something like that, but it was hard. Like, looking back at the power data and stuff, there was some solid numbers to. What
sort of numbers were we talking?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think I did like 380 watts for like 20 minutes or something, and like over 400 for 10 just to like get the brake established at the start of 280k or whatever. So yeah, I really wanted to be in the brake, so I was just gave everything I had to make it, I suppose. Yeah. Well, not really, because we had one of the best sprinters in the field, Michael Freeberg, so if we were happy for it to be a sprint in the end, my team, I away. Yeah, so it didn't really, we had a few ways that we could win the race. Yeah. So there was only 6 of us, which made it pretty tough, and the wind was kind of like a slight headwind, which made it even harder, but there were stages where we thought for sure it would stick, because I think the gap was hovering around for like 5-ish minutes for most of it. But then, say, after the feed in Lismore, I think, just after 150k, got a few guys in the brake started getting tight and wanted to skip turns and sit on, which disrupted the brake a fair bit, and we were going pretty slow for, say, like the 20k leading into Camperdown, and I think that's when our advantage got cut down pretty rapidly and up Camperdown. So I think it was just we didn't have enough guys in the end, and enough stronger guys. Yeah.
What do you do in a situation like that? Do you yell at them? Do you get antsy with the guys that are sitting on?
Yeah, I was trying to encourage them to pull turns, but I suppose if they're being told to by their team manager, there's not much you can do, I suppose. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Yeah. So after Camperdown, myself and Ryan Kavanagh rode away from the 6 guys, and we were away.
Ryan's such a talent, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he had a really good ride at Amy's. He's fine this time of the year. And then we were away for another 20k, just the 2 of us, but then we got caught at 220k in, and I thought I just said to my teammates, like, I still felt pretty good, And I just said, use me up to like chase moves or like bring back breaks and then help Freebs at the end, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's not actually, if you rode up, it's not a big hill at all, but I think just the point it comes in the race, everyone's quite tired, so it's definitely a key point in the race,
Yeah. And is that usually where it gets blown to pieces, or?
It can do. I think it's different every year, but yeah, most years it does get blown apart up there, then it was basically just full gas attacks for like the next 50k, just like non-stop. It was pretty fast actually. No group ever really got much of an advantage. So it was basically just, small groups going off the front for, quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the teams, the team dynamics in the NRS, you've got obviously you guys with ISOA, Avanti ISOA?
ISOA Sports with Finest, presented by Savello.
Who else were the big hitters there?
So you got N-Swiss that are quite strong. Oliver's had a few strong guys. Mobius. Yeah. Pat's Veg had a couple. I think they were missing a few riders, but
Okay.
And that's what, because you'd always get one team that isn't happy with the move or doesn't have a guy on the move, so then they'd bring it back or whatever. So nothing really got away.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was 80 to 100 guys still in the race.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to the conditions, like making it a fair bit easier to sit in the bunch if you're not doing anything.
Yeah. All right. So the winning move, how did that? Talk to me how that went.
Yeah, so in the back of my mind, I thought, if it was all together, there's a hill called like the Speedway Hill, which is about 7 to 10k to go, which is quite a good hill for me to launch on. I thought if it's still together, I'll have a crack up there. And then Kunda Court, who rides for Trek Segafredo, ended up going up that hill. So then I bridged across to him, and then hit him straight away and went solo. And then Tom Robinson from N-Swiss came across and he got to me, and then one of my teammates, Cam Bailey, I could see in the distance trying to come across, which was pretty good for me, which meant I could sit on Tom because I had to wait for Cam. And Tom ended up drilling it, so unfortunately Cam wasn't able to get there in the end. But
well, so he must have known.
Yeah, he knew for sure. So he definitely didn't want Cam to get there, because then it would have been quite a bad situation for him being 2 against 1. But so I was quite happy to sit on. But then once it was clear no one was coming, helped him a bit. But I played the card that I'd been in the break all day and that I was a bit cooked, which worked out alright. And then managed to the last hill, about 2k to go, which is where I attacked last year. Hit him up there and went to the line solo.
You went to the line solo. So tell us that last K. It's a funny sort of terrain, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's deceptive.
It's very tricky, So you've got this hill. It's, I don't know how to describe it. Quite a steep, short hill, 2k to go. Then you go bomb downhill in the last K, and then the finish is uphill for 350 metres or so.
Yeah.
So it's still quite hard, even though it's downhill. You got to bet it's pretty hard still.
Yeah. So you were full gas to the finish?
Oh, full gas, yeah. I was seeing stars.
Yeah?
I was just, pretty stoked. I didn't know what to think. Like, I really went into the race wanting it really bad. And then, I was supposed to be in the break, get caught, think my race was over, and then still pull it off. I was pretty pumped.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? So give us the history. Has anyone ever gone back to back?
Nah, so no one's ever gone back to back in 102 years. So I knew that going in. It was pretty keen to do that. But there's a reason. There's a reason why no one's done it. Like, it's not easy.
It's not easy, is it? Back in the day, it was a handicap race.
Yeah.
Now it's a scratchy. What's your thoughts? Would you like to see it go back to handicap?
No, I definitely think it should be a scratch race. Yeah, for sure.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just think you get the best guys winning it. And it's such a big race. I think just the best rider should be winning it. Yeah.
And how do you think it could improve for future? I mean, how could we get it to a sort of a Cadell Evans road race style?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it? Like, there's been rumours of trying to change the time of year it's at, and then also like rumours of it going UCI as well, which would be interesting. But it'd be good. I'd like to see it go UCI, but still as a 1.2, so you don't have to be continental to race it. I think it'd be a shame if you had to be in a Conti team to do it. But it'd be good if they could attract some bigger names. Like, I think having just Kuhn in it this year, like one World Tour rider pumped it up a fair bit. So it'd be good getting some bigger names in it. Yeah.
I wonder why Kuhn raced it.
I think just he said he knows of the race and knows the history of it and how big it is, and he just said it was like a bucket list thing that he wanted to do. Yeah.
So he's never done it before. This is your first year.
Yeah, and I think it just all fell into place when he was coming back from overseas and stuff that he was able to race it. Yeah.
Well, he's fit enough.
Yeah, he's definitely fit enough coming off the Volta and those one days. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was it cool to be there with him?
Yeah, for sure. No, it was definitely good having him in the race, lifted the profile of it a bit and stuff, yeah.
And how do you think that they could improve the race? Could they change the course? What about the Great Ocean Road?
Yeah, adding the Great Ocean Road would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to see the course change too much just because of the history, I don't think. But yeah, going along the Great Ocean Road would be, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because they talk about what they're going to do, but then no one knows what's going to happen next year and stuff. Like it was at quite a high point a few years ago, like pretty big when like Haas and that Steele and those sort of guys were winning, and it's kind of gone a bit downhill from there. But like we need the NRS to be big for grassroots of Australian cycling, so yeah, I'd want to see it as big as it can be, basically. Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you want to see it big?
I just think because just so teams that don't have as much money, it's not really a sustainable year just having a few races per year for them. And like you see some of the NRS teams that are spending their money going to Asia instead of racing the NRS. So yeah, I don't think if you're just in a team that only does NRS, it's not giving you much racing for the year. And then you're not getting exposure to stepping up to a higher level and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. How do you feel about how Cycling Australia are they having a good impact on the NRS?
I don't know. Like it could for sure be better, but like everyone, it seems to be the same debate every year pretty much, and hopefully next year it steps up, I suppose. But yeah.
And they seem to be focusing a lot of their attention on sending riders to the Olympics.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Well, it's good, I suppose, for Australian cycling. But I think they have said that next year, like, there's going to be a bit of funding going back into the NRS, which is definitely a good step. Yeah. Like, I want the NRS to be a sustainable pathway to turn pro from Australia. That's why we need it big. And you've got teams. If you're young, you've got teams like the World Tour Academy, and then there's teams like my team, ISOA, that have riders go pro almost every year, which is another good pathway. But like, there's a number of ways you can do it. There's not one sort of way. Yeah.
Have you ever done a season in Belgium?
So we went over to Belgium for 2 months this year.
Yeah.
And so.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was good fun. Like, learning experience. It was good fun.
Was it harder racing than in Australia?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, a lot harder.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like way more talent?
Yeah. The thing is, you just have here you have, say, like 20 guys that are capable of winning the race. There, like the whole field's that good, kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. And I only just I had a pretty bad accident in January and was kind of just fit enough to go over there. So it probably wasn't going great, but yeah, it's definitely like it's hard. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it dangerous? Like, are you in the gutter and is there lots of crashes? Or?
Yeah, there is, but I think there's definitely a higher level of skill there. Like, there's heaps of times when you think, like, how was there not a crash just then? So yeah, they're definitely a lot more skillful over there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's the place like to ride a bike? Is it nice weather?
I don't know. I didn't really. It's alright. It depends where you are in Belgium. There's definitely some nice places to train and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty different countryside across. Yeah, it depends where you are.
Yeah. What were the drivers like towards cyclists?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Better than Australia?
Yeah, way better. But yeah, well, cycling there is like AFL here, basically. So yeah, they all love cyclists.
Yeah. I don't understand how you guys aren't riding for Cannondale Drapac or bloody one of the pro teams. What's going on there?
I don't know. That'd be nice. Wouldn't say no.
Say for example, Cannondale Drapac. Do you think you could ride at that?
Yeah, for
at
sure.
That level?
Yeah, for sure. And there's a number of guys in our team that would be quite capable as well. Yeah.
And so why is it that people like yourself aren't in pro teams? I mean, let's take it the personal side of things away from it. Someone with your talent, clearly someone who's a very strong bike rider, why aren't you racing in the pro peloton?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, I suppose. I think, well, for me, I've had a bit of a rough year, so I haven't really been able to get many results up until the Warnie, which leaves it a bit late to find a team and stuff. But I just suppose it's a tough gig, this sport, and with a few teams folding, and you've seen like all the stuff that's happened with the sponsors and stuff. There's always good riders without a team, and I suppose it's just trying to get your way in there. Yeah.
How old are you now?
26.
26.
Yeah.
So do you feel as though you're at the beginning of your career, in the middle?
I'd say in the middle. I started quite late for a rider, like when I was 18, 19. But yeah, like I definitely don't feel old.
26 is a good age.
Yeah.
In Australia, you do a lot of riding on the road. What are the drivers like in Australia?
Yeah, they're not great. Especially where I train, there's some areas that you cop a fair bit of abuse, but I just get used to it. But then I suppose when you come back from overseas, you really notice like, Jesus, it's pretty bad. Yeah, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it could definitely improve. Yeah.
All right, Nathan. Thanks for the chat, brother.
No worries.
Good luck for the next season.
Cheers, mate.